То же самое.
Да. 30 seconds.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. And today we've got something big. Dmitry Bivol is back and looking sharp as ever as he returns to face David Benavidez later this year. Bivol has to get through his return fight first. On May 30, he steps back into the ring against Michael Eifert in what will be his first outing since February 2025. His last fight, by the way, was no ordinary night. Bivol went in there and outpointed Artur Beterbiev by majority decision to unify all 4 major belts at light heavyweight, undisputed. What happened after that victory, though, is where things got complicated. Rather than staying active and making a mandatory defense of his WBC title, Bivol made the call to undergo back surgery. But the consequence of stepping away meant the WBC stripped him of that belt, and David Benavidez got bumped up to full WBC champion at 175 pounds without even throwing a punch. That is not a knock on Benavidez, that is just how the sport works sometimes. But it does mean Bivol will be walking into a potential showdown with even more motivation to reclaim what he feels is his.
Would you like to be undisputed once again by the end of the year?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, this is one of the options. Also, there is Benavidez, there is Beterbiev still, and also I'm open for cruiserweight. Why not? Yeah, I would like to get a chance to fight for another belt also in another weight class.
Tim Bradley has already given his honest read on what this fight looks like, and he was not sugarcoating anything. In his view, Bivol's style is essentially custom built to give Benavidez nightmares. He pointed out that Bivol is not a one-dimensional fighter. The man operates with a plan A and a fully prepared plan B, and he will switch without hesitation depending on what the fight demands.
David, he got a high boxing IQ too. He does. He does. But he's stubborn, people. He's stubborn. All right? Bivol isn't stubborn. Bivol is a guy that can, you know what? I'll tell you what Bivol is. Bivol is one of those guys that he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he's going to do. That's what he'll do. And he'll have a plan A, a plan B. He'll have a game plan for this, a game plan for that, but he'll do the complete opposite of what you think he's going to do.
Teofimo Lopez echoed a lot of that thinking. Lopez went on record saying Bivol is the only fighter out there right now that he genuinely believes can challenge Benavidez. His reasoning was grounded in what happened when Benavidez fought David Morrell. Morrell gave him real problems, and the primary tool Morrell used was range and distance control. Bivol does that better than almost anyone in the world.
You mentioned you think Bivol is probably the only one that could challenge
just
him?
because of the distance.
Yeah.
David Morrell gave him a tough fight, you know what I mean? And that was just from the range a little bit here and there and giving him a fight. So it's all good, man. I'm excited. If the rumors are true, then it's good for Devin. You know what I mean? You know, it's probably for like 10 years, though.
Roy Jones Jr. had a completely different agenda when he weighed in on Benavidez' future, and honestly, it is hard not to appreciate where he is coming from. Jones does not want to see the Bivol fight at all. His pitch is that Benavidez should bypass light heavyweight entirely and head straight to heavyweight to challenge Oleksandr Usyk, who currently holds the WBC, IBF, and WBA titles at the top division. Jones did that same move himself back in 2003 when he went up and defeated John Ruiz, and he clearly sees Benavidez as cut from a similar cloth.
That's the only fight for him right now. That's the only fight I want to see him right now. And you beat everybody else in all the other divisions, go up and fight Usyk, you know what I mean? That's the best fight for him.
Robert Garcia added his voice to the heavyweight conversation with a bold prediction. Garcia believes Benavidez can beat Usyk, but he is putting a 2-year window on it. Usyk is close to 40 years old, and Garcia's reasoning is that age will have done enough damage by then to make the fight winnable for the younger man.
There. 2 more fights, and then go to heavyweight and fucking Benavidez beats Usyk.
What about Benavidez and Moses Itamwa?
Who?
Moses, the new kid.
He's 20. That fucker's 20, 21.
Good time to catch him early.
No, that motherfucker's dangerous.
But you got...
Usyk is what, 30, what, 7, 38?
Yeah, 37, 38.
So 2 more years. I think Benavidez
beats him. Benavidez beats Usyk?
2 more years.
Then there's the Jai Opetaia situation, which is genuinely frustrating from a fan's perspective. Opetaia was the IBF cruiserweight champion before getting stripped of his belt for signing with Dana White's Zuffa Boxing and fighting in an unsanctioned bout against Brandon Glanton. Since that move, he has been operating outside the traditional sanctioned world of boxing, and Benavidez has made his feelings on the matter very clear. He would love to fight Opetaia, and he even considers it one of the biggest fights available in the cruiserweight division right now. The problem is that Dana White has a well-documented history of refusing to cooperate with promoters like PBC and DAZN, and that political wall is making the fight nearly impossible to put together.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that would be a great fight to make in the future, and I mean, I respect Jai Opetaia a lot. He's a great fighter, and I think he has to come back over here to make these fights happen because, you know, we can't make no fights in Zuffa.
So that's what I wanted to secondarily ask was that, do you feel like fighters are losing their power by going over to Zuffa?
I think that. I mean, yeah, I think they definitely are losing the power. I mean, it's just a lot of politics in that. You know, I think Dana White has showed that he doesn't want to do fights with PBC, DAZN. I don't want to even feel like, I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting him, but that's just what it looks like from the outside. If we could come to an agreement and make a big fight, let's do it.
Jose Benavidez Sr., David's father and head trainer, was asked about Opatea, and he was not exactly generous with the praise. While he acknowledged that Opatea is disciplined, he picked apart virtually every technical element of the Australian's game: the chin, the defense, the jab, the body shots. His prediction was that David would finish the job inside the first 2 rounds, and he sounded entirely confident saying it.
Apetaya's next, or what's his the guy from the UFC? What's his name? What's the
Dana White, right?
You know, so at the end of the day, you have to have a crowd also. You know, you have to have fans in order to make big fights happen. You could be the best in the world, but if you don't sell, you don't sell. Now, if you're a YouTuber and you sell, guess what? You're gonna get what you want, because we're seeing that now these days. There are guys that have a lot of followers and they get paid more than fighters.
So where does all of this leave things? Benavidez is sitting in a genuinely remarkable position right now. He is undefeated, he holds titles across 3 divisions, and every major conversation about the sport's biggest fights eventually finds its way back to his name. The undisputed showdown with Bivol is the fight that makes the most sense next, and it is also the fight that the sport deserves. What do you say? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more boxing content like this.